Hello, my name is Jason Bailey, and today I am doing my mini expert project. And there was a lot of interesting cultures, like art forms or dance forms that I saw. But the one that stood out to me the most was the Bonadori, and it's very interesting going into it. And hopefully, after this presentation, you guys will see why I found it very interesting. So to start, let's do some basic info. So originally, the Bon Hidori, it was a folk dance to welcome the spirits of the dead. It was mainly about tribute, honoring the fallen, their ancestors, all that stuff. It basically, over time, due to the many different cultures in Japan, due to people moving from region to region, it has many variations of it. Each region has its own local dance and their own variation of music. I mean, I'm pretty sure this is pretty common in most cultures, just because like every culture in it or the same culture can be. Well, let me say it again. Each region has a local dance because their own variation of music. This is because even in other countries, in different regions, they have different variations they because growing up, once you get old enough, you do move out and you do go to different places. So that's how the culture would spread. In Japanese, Bonador basically means bond dance. Um, Basically, the type of variation basically tells the history of the area and also what they're known for. I think there's one area, I forget what it's called, but they're known for coal miners, and their dance basically mimics, and their dance and lyrics basically mimics and talks about coal miners, what they do in their daily life. These art forms are very similar to folk tales, basically telling stories. And the Bon and Ori normally performed at Oban festivals. Some different variations in Hokkaido. It's called the Sorambushi, which is a sea shanty basically with movements that represent waves. Gujo is called the Gujo Dori, a form of night dancing. In Kanzai, it's called the Kadashi Ondo traditional, or Kadashi Ondo, basically a traditional Japanese folk song. And Shunkoku is known for the Aura Dori dance festival that lasts for 3 days. Pretty amazing stuff. So the history or the lore. So basically, I believe it is 600 years old or maybe longer. And if that is the case, this form, it was born earliest, or the latest was born, was 1426, long time ago. And I know it did originate from Buddhism, one of their practices. But the main story is one Buddha was, after saving his mother from the land of the ghosts or land of the dead, and seeing how well she treated him in his life, he began to dance, which he caused the Bondadori to be born. How is it practiced? So it is practiced in many different ways, but there's basically many two ways. One is practiced by paying respects to ancestors, like sweeping graves, giving offerings to temples, and lighting lanterns. As a way of respect to the fallen. Another way it is practiced is by dancing one of the dance styles that varies per region. Um, Mainly it is performed on the stage, and the getup or like the costumes that they wear is normally yukatas, which or kimonos, I believe as well. They also typically perform with additional instruments like the bass drum, gong, banjo, and more. For the dance style, they typically are easy to follow and are related to the song of the region that they're based off of. Since they're so easy to follow, this means that like no matter who you are or what type of skill, what type of culture you come from, you're welcome to join. And this is easy movements. It's easy to follow, which means you can join in as well. So who practices the form? So mainly Japanese communities, Buddhist groups, and as I previously, any participating in Obon festivals. I believe they encourage you to join in on the dance if you're participating in the festival. So, what did I think the Bonded Org truly was? So, many foreigners come to Japan for the sites and festivals and see this art form just as a festival dance. I disagree with them believing that because on my research on this topic, I believe it's so much more than just a dance or a festival. Like, like I said earlier, the dance is a tribute to the dead, or they honor the fallen, and also tells the story of the ancestors to the next generation as well. So basically, that can't just be a dance. It's also for storytelling and also making that the communities are very close to their roots and they know where they come from, and so that they can tell this to their children and the next generation after that, and so on and so on. It also has a strong sense of community as well. Due to its easy and beginner friendly movements, anyone, regardless of skill, can join in, which makes it very beginner friendly. I just say because of this dance with someone else, because of this dancing with someone else can help build a community with them. One example of this, after World War II, many Japanese Americans faced many hardships, but they kept practicing the Bonodori practices. Doing so, this allowed them to create a new community with their culture, or that celebrate their culture in the new area that they were now in. So good. Reflection. I relate to this type of dance in a way that, because I too, in my culture, we have a way we pay respects to the fallen, which you guys may as well. Once a year, we'll visit our loved ones' graves who has passed, and we'll give them offerings like flowers. We can also give them some other stuff, or like or personally, I won't go over them and like tell them stuff that like happened in the past year, so they kept up to speed with my life. We also have like a family gathering after, which could be seen as a mini festival to honor them, and we also do lots of activities, games, fun stuff that we do in honor of them. Pretty cool stuff. But during this research, I learned about myself that like no matter where you come from or what type of skill you are, there you find the right people, there will be a place in the community for you. And that is it. My presentation. Thank you for your time. Hope you have a good rest of your summer.